So this video is going to be about a certain Blue Lock game. As you can see, Metal Lock recently had an update. Not my favorite. And there's Vision, which is pretty new as well. And then of course Locked, which is kind of the king of Blue Lock games on the app, although they still don't have any kind of mobile, and they really mock mobile players, so I'm probably never gonna actually play it on anything other than console. And the game that I'm talking about today is Skillful, which, even though it's really new, it already has 2.3 million visits and I think 11k likes, which is pretty good. And this video is going to be a guide on Skillful, pretty much everything up to date, skills, and everything like that. Alright, so the first thing that you're met with is the opening screen, of course, which tells you a slot to pick from, A, B, or C, which, as you can see, C costs Robux to get, which is slot 3, essentially. So pick whichever slot. Every slot has different skills, and you still have to use money to roll the initial skills, so you don't spawn in with random ones. But the very first thing that you're gonna do once you get in is go to shop if you're a new player. And in shop you can see that you have gold explosions as well as emotes. And of course there's so many rarities, but this is not really essential. So what you need to look for is the code. The current codes that are available right now is thank you for 10k likes. And then also, just to enter this, by the way, just hit enter. And then the second one is thank you for 1 million visits. And then the last one is update exclamation mark. Update 1 exclamation mark. And so you claim those codes, and those are the only ones that are working as of date. And then you have the skills tab, which is the most important part of your build, and it just is a build. So first thing you notice is that you have weapons, talents, and flows. So to start with weapons, you have world class, legendary, epic, rare, and common. I'm gonna be honest, the common skills are pretty mid. Besides, I don't even know, all of them are pretty mid to me, I'm not even gonna lie. Some people think that there's like Killer Slide is really good, but I still think it's mid. Then you have rares. The two that people use most often is Shadow Shot, and that's pretty much Shadow Shot and Web. And then you have epics, and every single epic is good in my opinion. There's not one that I think is like so much worse than the others. Most people abuse Einstaz. And then you have legendary, which every single legendary besides Metavision and Black Hole Trap is good in pretty much every situation in my opinion. And world class, every single world class weapon is amazing. And you should always go for world class, I'm not gonna lie, all of them are good. Then you have talents, and these talents are egoist, aware, bolo, aggressive. So I'm gonna be real, common are all debuffs, don't go for a common. Rares are good, but they're not the best, and you should always go for legendary. Or I would recommend most bolo and aware, and then egoist because it gives you flow, but most people don't like that, so aware or bolo. Then you have flows. Only the good flows are legendary and world class. Try to get one of those and you'll be pretty set. So moving on, the second thing you should go to is practice, and private practice costs Robux to get into, so you have to go to public. There are no goalkeepers in public, but it's a good way to start it. So you just spawn the ball, which is a little ball icon, and you essentially test out your moves. Usually there's other players here, but there's not any right now because I'm just in an empty lobby. I showed how to use emote, which is by pressing the thing next to your flow, and practice a shot. Shooting, you generally want to aim towards the very end and to the top, and then the goalkeeper won't get it. And then I'm going to display a skill, so give me a second. Very first skill I'm going to display is my Black Hole Trap, which is mid, but you can use it to intercept enemy shots, which is pretty good. And then you have Flurry Dash, which is a dash for obvious reasons. Then you have Phantom Trick, which creates a clone and gives you a small speed boost. And then, and Phantom Trick, most people use it to score or make the enemies go away, and it's world class. And then the final skill that I have is Spiral Draw, which only works on an enemy stealing the ball from them. If they dribble, you're cooked. You can't get a ball that's not in the enemy's possession, so don't use it to get a ball. Just don't. You won't get it. And what you can do in practice here is just, practice pressing the dribble button, test out your controls, test out shooting. And yeah, spend some time practicing here, because I'm going to be real, I entered like autos and ranked way before I should have. I didn't really practice, because you can't really practice on goalkeepers here, which is really annoying, but yeah. And that concludes really what I want to talk about in practice right now. But just, oh yeah, also try to use practice to also memorize your cooldowns on your weapons, because cooldowns are very important. So next you can go into play and you will see that we have an option for AFK World. AFK World, it's obviously for AFK. You get cash, you just sit there. Every 100 seconds you get cash. I have premium because I'm a premium, and I have the ×2 cash, so I get 300. Not sure how much you get 100 seconds for a normal player, but so the other game modes that you can pick from are ranked and autos. Do not enter ranked under any circumstances if you're new to the game, because it will count every single boss, and my dumb self went into it. I've been trying to redeem it, so you can see that I have 32 to 27, because when I very first started this game, I went to ranked. But while ranked counts your losses, you also get elo for how good you did in the match, so even if you lose, you don't lose elo. So it's not, I like that function a lot about it. So don't be afraid to lose elo if you lose the match. Just know that if you did nothing that match, you're losing elo. I'm sorry. And this is my second skill, and you can see I have different skills in my second slot. Then you have autos. You basically just go into this match and you pick between red and blue team. If there's not a balance between the teams, then you have to go on the team that has the less players. Like right now, I have to go on blue team, even if my friend is on red team, which is the part I don't really like about autos, but it keeps it fair. So, it's not like ranked where you can form a party. And that's the base explanation for Skillful. So I hope you have fun playing and fun experimenting with it, to be honest, and just enjoy the game.